Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Darkest Night 2nd edition, where we're just about to start episode 5. Now I don't think there was too much wrong with the last episode, so what we'll do is we'll get straight into episode 5, and that means we'll go across to the player area and we'll have a look at our first player, who is going to be Verdere. So let's pop across there. And here we are with Verdere. It's going to be her go, so we'll pop that over. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to move into the monastery. We need to get down to the forest, so that's what we're going to do. Because we're moving, is there anything else we're going to do, especially with her powers? Well, yes we are. We're going to use Prophecy of Fortune. Exhaust at the start of any hero's turn. That hero gains +1 die on all rolls he gains this turn. We are going to exhaust that for our friend Thorn, because Thorn has some important stuff to do. So we'll put this onto Thorn's player area and then we'll exhaust that just before he gets to go. Right, so that's it for Verdere. She's going to move, so let's get across to the board and let's do her turn. And here we are with Verdere at the mountains. Okay, is the Necromancer there? Yes, he is, unfortunately. So we lose a secrecy, and that puts us down to 3 secrecy. Do any of our powers have start turn effects? No, they do not, so we can skip that. That's fine, and that means we get to draw an event. So here is our event. Let's see what we get. We get Grim Tidings. It's got a fate of 2, so hopefully it isn't too bad. Beware. Draw a quest and roll 1 die to determine its location. Ooh, a quest. We haven't had a quest before. She delivers the news with a somber face. Right, so we get a quest. So pick one up. What is it? It is Making Waves. It needs 3 successes and it's got a time limit of 3 as well. Exhaust 1 power to gain 1 success during your action phase in this location. So wherever we put it, we've got to exhaust powers. You may do this repeatedly. Ooh, I bet you can. Completed a skull token. Right, I'll have a look at what one of those is. I think it's something to do with Necromancer movement, but I'll have to check. Once it's expired, all heroes will lose 1 secrecy. Well, that's not too bad. An evil spell is homing in on the heroes. Make some mystical noise to send it in the wrong direction. Right, so let's get a stand for it. And then we can see where it's going to go. We'll have to roll a die. Hang on, can we see that? Yes, we can. So, as normal, this is going from the village. So we'll just roll a die. And a 6. Ooh, where does a 6 go? A 6 goes to... That's a 3. A 6 goes to the village. I was looking all the way around here. This symbol with the the circular arrow, it means it's actually going to the village. So we'll pop it in here. So there we go. Making Waves goes into the village. The skull token, let's check that out. I think it's something to do with the Necromancer. Where is it? Ah, here we go. Discard after the Necromancer's movement roll to move him to any location except the monastery instead of where he would otherwise move. That could be very useful. When we come to want to fight the Necromancer, being able to drag him towards us would be extremely useful. So it might be worth us doing that Making Waves. And in fact, I'm having a think now, that may change our turn as regards the channeler. I may change what the channeler is doing based on that. Okay, so that has gone there. Is there anything else? No, that was it, so we can get rid of that. So we've done the event. And what's left to do? The action. Yes, she's going to do a movement action. So she moves into the monastery and she gets that secrecy back, which is good. Because she's leaving the mountains, has she anything with the taint and the void? No, they do not affect her movement, and of course there are no blights in the monastery, so she's fine there. Yep, so she's got that secrecy back. She's gone back up to 4, which is good. Right, Verdere started moving towards the forest. That is excellent. And next up, yes, Zulana. We may well change, well, I may well change what I was going to have her do based on that particular quest. Okay, let's go across and let's see Zulana. And here we are with Zulana, so we'll pop that across. Now, I was going to have her move to the mountains on her way to the forest. Probably the Necromancer would move because she's still got quite high secrecy, and even if the Necromancer didn't, I wasn't too bothered about him staying in the mountains. Okay, we'd have got an extra blight and it'd have put it up to 4 blights because we've got void in there. But then I was hoping to send her to the monastery, and yes. But I think getting that quest in the village and the fact that she's got all these powers that she could exhaust 3, you see, and get that skull token next turn. So I think that is what we're going to do. So hopefully, yes, hopefully that should work. So she is going to move and go into the village. If things get a bit grim, she can always sort of do a runner to the monastery. She's only got 2 grace, so, but again, we're going to risk it for a biscuit. Send her to the village. If things go well, we will exhaust 3 of her powers next turn to get that skull token. But if things don't go so well, then we can always send her to the monastery. So we'll do that. Okay, so she's going to move into the village. She will lose a secrecy because of webs. Oh no, it's lose a turn. Ah! I was looking at what happens if you actually attack one and fail. That's lose a secrecy. She's going to lose a turn if she goes into the village. She loses a turn because she's leaving the castle, you see. But, yeah, she'd lose a turn if she went into the mountains. So, yeah, she's going to move into the village and lose a turn. So we're getting somebody else who's going to lose a turn, unfortunately. But if she loses a turn, at least she can't be affected by the Necromancer. You completely lose a turn. Right, she's going to do that. Okay, enough wittering. Let's get back to the board and let's move her to the village. And here we are with Zulana. She's going to move to the village, and as per webs, but webs as in stay on your side, but webs as in the village. As we leave, not the village, the castle, as we leave, unfortunately, it does mean that she loses a turn. Right, so she's done that, but hopefully we will be able to do something, perhaps that making waves in a couple of turns' time, and that might help us out. Right, so she's moved to the village. Oh, before she does that, we have to do an event. So just before she does that, what's her event? It's a guarded trove. 1. Oh, this should be all right. Oh, it don't look all right. We get 6 on defence or 6 to elude. If we win, we lose a secrecy and draw a search result. Well, that's not too bad, I don't suppose. But if we fail the fight, we lose a grace. We can't afford to fail the fight. Fail the elude, spend 1 secrecy or draw another event. The clink of metal, a light under the door. What could be worth so many guards? What you doing, Zulana? Just avoid them. Right, we're going to have to roll for that. Okay, so pop that on there. we're going to use Eddie, which is a tactic, so that gives us 2 dice, and we need a 6. So, which isn't very likely, but come on, a 6. We get a 3 and a 1. Rubbish. So, I think, yeah, she's going to lose the secrecy, so she's going to... We lose the secrecy, but we're going to move, so we get it back. Yeah? And then what happens is she loses a turn. So she will stay at 5 secrecy, because she lost 1 through the event, but she does get 1 back through moving, and because it was webs, she then loses a turn, unfortunately. So there we go. Okay, so she has moved now. That's it for Zulana. Next up is Thorn. Hello, I'm back from the future because I've just noticed a cock-up I made in editing regarding Zulana. I've just retconned it a little bit because I'd done the rest of the turn, so I've had to put everything back. I think I've got everything back where it was. But if you do see something out of place, it's because what I didn't do correctly was when I moved Zulana. I moved her into the village and immediately turned her on the side and said, like, all right, she's lost a turn. What I forgot was we still have to deal with the 3 blights in here at the end of her turn. When you lose a turn, you lose it after your current turn ends, and her current turn hadn't ended. So essentially she's still like this, and she's still got to deal with these 3 blights. Now 2 of them are fine. Corruption, you just don't get any bonuses while you're in the village. And with webs, well, we've just seen webs. It doesn't kick in till you actually try and leave the region that you're in. And we're staying here, so that's fine. However, skeletons are a different kettle of fish. Because we finished our turn in the same region as these skeletons, we've got to either defend against them or elude them. If we fail, we will lose a grace. That is bad because we're only on 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and elude though, because while we cannot have any bonuses as per corruption, what we can do is use a tactic. And Eddie is a tactic, so we're going to elude with 2 dice. If we fail, refresh 1 power. Well, that won't kick in because we haven't exhausted any. But at least we're going to get 2 dice. So we'll pop that in there, and hopefully we can avoid losing a grace. Come on. We got a 5. Awesome. So she did manage to do it. So yeah, I've come back from the future to correctly play that. The rest of it is fine. So what we can do now is we can actually turn her on her side. Whoop. On your side. That is it. I've noticed one thing that I haven't retconned, but it's not a big deal. There is obviously a timer marker on making waves, but obviously when we get to the end of the when we get to the Necromancer phase, obviously you have to put a timer on the quests. So that's the one thing I forgot, but I'm not redoing it again. Okay, we'll get on with the rest of the turn. Back to your scheduled programming. And here we are with Thorn. So pop that across, and you'll notice he has this active token from Verdere because we are now exhausting Prophecy of Fortune. So it will be an extra die for good old Thorn throughout his turn, on all rolls this turn. So hopefully that'll help him out, because as ever we've got visions on standby for whatever the event cards are, because we've still got that Omen Blight. So he's still going to be drawing 2 events, so we may use visions in order to knock those events back. Other than that, is there anything we're going to do? No, because what he's going to try is he's going to try and get rid of that Omen Blight. We need blights out of the way if we ever take on the Necromancer, so that's what he's going to do. He's going to try and roll a 6. So the way I've been rolling though in this game, right? So, but he's got the Prophecy of Fortune to help him, so we may be able to do it. Him and his animal companion, Howler, they're going to have a go. Okay, let's get across to the board and see whether he can do it or not. And here we are with Thorn. So he is here in the forest, and he has got to take his go. Is the Necromancer with him? No. That's fine. None of his powers have start of turn effects, so we can ignore that as well. So what we've got to do is draw 2 event cards. Our first event card is 6. So it's probably going to be this event card. What is it? Unsubtle Messenger. Lose 1 secrecy. Draw a quest and roll 1 die to determine its location. Then add a timer marker to it. Well, we've already got a quest. The rider made excellent time. He also left a trail clear enough for even a zombie to follow. Mind you, losing 1 secrecy, it's not too bad. And the next event is, and this is a 4 dust storm, so we will be doing the other one. Gain 2 secrecy, then spend 1 grace or lose a turn. The wind howls in your ears, the dirt scratches your eyes. You circle lost in the half light. So we're not doing that, we're doing Unsubtle Messenger. So we lose a secrecy, that puts us down to 4, that's okay. We're going to draw a quest again. Yeah, we won't bother with visions, this doesn't seem too bad. So let's see what our quest is. Closed in. No, that's possibly the worst thing in the world. So this needs 2 successes, and we have 4 timers on it. Action is, so you've got to spend 2 actions, obviously, to succeed. Completed, you get a waystone. I can't remember what they are, I'll have to check that, and if it expires, we add 1 to the darkness track, which isn't good. A roadside inn was badly damaged in a skeleton attack. Help rebuild it and restore travel through the region. Cool. Right, so we've got to find out where that's going to go. So it's the usual, because it doesn't say, does it? No. Yeah, roll 1 die to determine the location. A 2. And a 2 goes to the ruins. Who'd open a inn? Who's opened an inn at the ruins? Must be bloody mental. Right, so I think we may struggle with that one. To do that one, we'll pop that there. And, oh, it's just out of shot, but it's over there, it's just in the corner. So that's where the closed inn is going. What's a waystone? I need to refresh my memory. Must be on this side somewhere. Waystone. Discard during your turn to instantly move to any location and gain 1 secrecy. Well, that isn't too bad either. But I think we'll let that one slide. Yes, we've got 4 turns to do it. So hopefully it'll all be done and dusted by then. We shall see. Okay, we'll get rid of these 2. And that is it for the event. So what is he going to do now? Oh, we'll keep that there because he's going to fight. So we're going to try and get rid of this omen because we're sick of picking all these events up and we need to get rid of it if we want to lure the Necromancer down here and do him over. So this is a 6, which is difficult to get rid of, and I'm using my worst rolling hero, who is Thorn. It took him ages to get that mystery, so we need a 6. Now, we're attacking it, so we're going to use the animal companion, so that gives us 2 dice. So we've got 2 dice here, let's warm them up a bit, and we also get +1 because of the prophecy of fortune, so we've got 3 dice. And we need a 6, so come on! Oh, 5! Oh, that was close. So, unfortunately, not. What I might have to do, actually, is, thinking about it, might actually have to pick the relic up. That would give us a +1 on things like that. I was hoping to sort of, what's the word? Yeah, I was hoping to sort of cut out some time by being exceedingly lucky, but I may be pushing it. We might just have to, you know, pick up the Holy Relic and get on with it. But we gave it a go, and it hasn't quite worked out, unfortunately. So, yes, that's the end of Thorne's turn, and that exhausts his animal companion as well, unfortunately, because we failed. But, c'est la vie. Okay, righto, so that is it for Thorne, and normally it would be Castigan's turn, but we're not going to even bother going over to Castigan's player area because Castigan is missing a turn, so he doesn't do anything. So he doesn't have to draw event cards or anything like that because he is just completely out. Yeah, no turn for Castigan. So that is the end of the player phase. Let's get straight on with our friend, the Necromancer. And here we are with the Necromancer. Boo! Boo! Yes, it's the Necromancer's turn. So first of all, the darkness track goes up to 6. Unfortunately. Next up, quests. We actually have something to do with quests because we've got 2 this turn, so we're going to use these tokens. They are double-sided. They've got a success on one side, but they've also got a timer on the other, and we're going to be using the timers. So the first timer goes to making waves. We'll pop that here, and the second timer is going to go on closed in. So they've both now got a timer on them. Means we've got 3 turns left for closed in and 2 turns left for making waves. Okay, so that's the quests sorted out, and now it is Necromancer movement. So we've got a roll, and we need a green die. I'm not going to roll that one, I keep rolling 5s on. We'll use the other green die. A 1. Yes. So I don't think he sees anyone. No, he doesn't. So he's just going to move where it says to move if you roll a 1. And that is over to the castle. So that's pretty good. Yes, that's about the best place he could go because we've only got 1 blight in the castle. Talking of blights, we need to draw a map card and see what's going into the castle. Spectres. Nasty. So I'll go and pick those out, won't be a moment. And here are the spectres. So let's have a look at these. Ooh. So if we have to defend against them, we have to get a 4 or better. If we try to elude them, we need a 5 or better. If we fail, we lose a grace. If we attack them, we need a 4 or better. But if we fail, we lose a grace. So, they're not too bad really, are they? Seen worse. But it is a second blight in the castle. So, we'll pop that up there. There are 2 blights up there now. Having done the blights, that is it. That is the end of the Necromancer's turn, and that is the end of this round of Darkest Night. I think it went pretty well. We've got a couple of quests. Okay, I think I'll just stand Castigan up now, just to remind me that he's back in the game next turn. And yes, essentially that was his turn, wasn't it, this turn? I said he didn't do anything, but he does stand up. He's ready for next turn. Yep, so he will go next turn, and Zulana won't because of the webs. She lost a turn, moving to the village. I've mentioned the 2 quests. Verdere has got to the monastery, that's cool. Thorn has messed up again. Didn't manage to get rid of the omen. I think what we'll have to do, as I mentioned during his turn, is just pick up that Holy Relic, and because then we can get rid of the omen on a 5 or a 6. So I think we'll just have to do that. we've lucked out because the Necromancer's gone to the castle, so he's at least 2 moves away from the forest. If we can actually, at some point, pick up that Making Waves quest and achieve it, I mean, we're going to lose another timer off it next turn before Zulana can actually stand up and do it. She can pick up that skull token and then move to the forest. Then it may just work out, timing-wise, pretty good. And then we can drag the Necromancer into the forest while we're all there. So hopefully that will work out. Other than that, I think the closed in, we're just going to have to let that slide. And as for the blights, I think we'll let the blights slide a bit as well. Apart from this omen, we are going to have to get rid of that. But the others, we might take a bit of a risk and put all of our eggs in one basket and just hope to destroy the Necromancer, you know, as soon as we pick up this relic. We'll drag him over to the forest and we'll just go for it as much as we can and try and kill him, I think. Okay, right. So that is it for episode 5 of Darkest Night 2nd edition. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all the views. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks for all the likes. Thank you for all the dislikes. You're still watching. And thanks for all the help and support. As ever, if I've made an error, please let me know. Give me a shout and I'll do my best to fix it. Thanks to everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to have a look at the videos over there, or indeed anybody who's gone to BGG to have a look at the video threads, to thumb them up or to drop geek or anything like that. Thank you so much. Right, the end of episode 5. I hope you join me for episode 6, but until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.